apologize. I'm just checking something. All the lights on my microphone turned orange.
It might be judging your content.
Oh, God. Right to the heart. I thought we were friends. Nancy's even laughing. Hello, I'm Mark on the Search for Trek. Welcome to 1 Minute at a Time. With me, as usual, my friends and fellow dad bod competitors, Izaak from the island of Tasmania.
Hello, Izaak.
And my friend Goodwill from the island of Great Britain.
Hello, Izaak.
Joining us this week, uniquely, one of our favorite people, and I believe that she holds the Guinness Book of World Records for most minutes of Star Trek ever watched. Nancy Congdon, everybody.
Hi.
This is the show where we watch and dissect every minute of Star Trek 1979 as thoroughly as possible. We're about to do that now. If you are a Patreon member, you can watch it with us. If you can't, on YouTube, you're not going to be able to watch it with us, but that's okay, because we'll explain it in a second. So why don't we watch this minute of Star Trek 1979 and talk about how great it is. 60 seconds. What happened in this minute of Star Trek 1979?
This was a very chilling minute.
We start by looking at the exterior of one of the Klingon ships.
A ship fly by, and we did some fun camera stuff.
Which seems to have something at the front
of
it.
Of a Klingon battlecruiser.
Beautiful shot of 3 highly detailed Klingon warships.
You know something's going to happen when there's going to be Klingons about.
Super creepy. Creepy music playing.
Edging closer to a mysterious blue cloud.
But going inside the Klingon ship.
Very, very close zoom shot.
Where everyone was bustling. It was quite dark in there. Not a dark blue, mind you, but just dark.
Klingons up on the ship doing Klingon things. I think there's a TARD.
These Klingons, they look like they've got some business to do.
Body, gruff, arr, arr, Klingons.
They don't look like they're going to rise up. They've got something serious going on.
We hear the very first word of this entire movie. It was in Klingon.
Tactical.
So we heard someone speak. This is a movie wherein people, personages, aliens or otherwise, will be speaking. I'm excited. And so what's the mystery? What are we looking at? What are they flying toward? What's the blue cloud? Where are the Klingon ships going? What are they looking? What are they thinking they're going to do? This is so exciting. I'm excited. I can't. Okay, so before we get too far, this is the opportunity that all of you have now that we're fresh in it, to distill this experience of the last 60 seconds down into one word.
Tactics.
Damn it!
You stole Goodwill's word.
I've got one.
Yeah? What is it?
Tactical.
Ooh, I'm so British, I could add an extra syllable.
Nancy, what is your one word that describes this minute?
Klingons.
Yes! Oh my God! You stole my word.
Ah!
Just do what Goodwill did. Add a syllable to it. Do a Goodwill.
Well, I don't know why you guys can hear me, right?
We can hear you, but it's in Spanish.
But it's in Fucking Jesus. All right, my word was going to be tactical, and then it was going to be Klingon. Now it's going to be speak. Someone spoke. Spock. There it is. Spock.
You could have said the word tactical, but in Klingonese.
Yeah.
There you go.
In 6 weeks of doing this, so a month and a half, we're almost to 2 months of doing this. It's the first word, English or otherwise, spoken by a humanoid. So I'm pretty excited about that. What surprised you about this minute?
It would have to be the writing. I really wasn't expecting, after
Dialogue.
our most recent minutes, dialogue. And I've done the maths. We're now averaging about 0.17 of a word per minute of this adventure. And if that continues, we may have a haiku done by the end of the year.
That's good. All right. Nancy, what surprised you about this minute?
It starts off with Klingons.
Yeah.
Because it's a Star Trek movie and you're looking forward to all your Star Trek people, but they're not there. It's Klingons. So that's what I found most surprising.
We should note at this moment that the Klingons look different than they have in the past. In Star Trek, the original series, they looked like people with bronze on and Fu Manchu, whatever's. And now they look like Klingons that we've all come to know and love.
You stole my surprise,
Who did? Who stole it?
Mark. The first surprise that it's taken 1.5 months to get a single word. The second surprise, yet tactical, the second surprise was the Klingons themselves, because these aren't your parents' Klingons. These aren't, like Mark said, the Fu Manchu Klingons with the finely honed moustaches and this whatever bumfluff it is. These are gruff, aggressive, feral-looking Klingons. Everything looks darker, and I have to harken back and put myself into someone's sneakers in 1979. They see these Klingon ships making their way towards the screen, and they go, "These are obviously Klingons." And then the very first shot of those Klingons on the bridge, I lay you a bet, one person in the cinema went, "Who the hell are they?" Because no one would have guessed that they would have been Klingons had they have not seen the 3 Klingon starships before.
Can you do that Mark impersonation again? That was first rate.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark.
That's your best me?
What's your best me? I've heard your best me, and it's not your best me.
I'm Michael Goodwill.
It's funny because it sounds like Goodwill, but Mark's mouth was moving.
What surprised me is just that somebody was speaking. The Klingons with the ridges on the head, that was surprising. If you've never seen that before, I imagine sitting in the audience in 1979, it would have been like, holy shit, like Goodwill said. And then someone spoke. I mean, it's been almost 2 months since someone finally said a word. I'm so excited about this. Do you have any notes? Is there anything you would change to this minute that could improve it?
I would have removed the subtitles and just kept it in all Klingon.
Oh,
That would make it mysterious.
that would make it more mysterious. It would also behoove us to learn their language.
Pick up a book, you dimwit.
All right, so no English subtitles for the Klingonese. Nancy, what would you do? What notes do you have? How would you improve this?
I want to go back to the blue, because I don't know if the blue is warp field or if it's an ion cloud. So I think if they added like some lightning bolts in there, that would give the blue a little bit more of an explanation.
What a Midwestern thing to say, by the way, and because I hear you.
Yeah.
You can, when you see the lightning flashes coming over the prairie.
Yeah.
From west to east, you know something's coming.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Look, compliment sandwich. Great that we've got dialogue, first of all. So well done, everyone, on including that. But me as the producer and me as the audience, we're not that smart. What does it mean? Like, it's great that we've got dialogue, but I'm unsure if it's an instruction, if it's a question, if it's a suggestion. I'm more unclear after this minute than I am before it. So let's clear that up, guys. Make it obvious to the audience what tactical means, and we can move on
with
to the
like
next
a graphic. Last week we spent an amount of time talking about the graphics necessary to understand what's going on. We should have had graphics that named each ship, commanding officer, the crew complements, how much petrol was left in each of them, what we were seeing in terms of the space storm. So you're saying we should now add graphics?
Yeah.
To explain the dialogue being spoken.
At the moment, 100% of the dialogue, I am unclear what it means.
If Goodwill had his way, it would have been in Klingonese, and you wouldn't know what the hell he was saying anyway.
Yeah, I know. He wants to make a highbrow movie. I just want a movie. I want to eat my popcorn and have fun. Goodwill's a student of cinema.
Oh, he's European. He wants it to be all.
He wants it in black and white.
You know, I had no idea how French you were, Goodwill.
Oh, mais oui.
Is your microphone playing up again, Mark? That sounded French.
Hey, it's all green. It's all back in green. Look at
that. Yeah. Good content, that is.
Good content. Wouldn't that be nice if we had a content meter? would tell us whether or not what we're doing is worth watching.
Would save a lot of time.
I would improve this minute by having a yeoman,
A Klingon yeoman.
a Klingon yeoman, who comes up and says some like funny, snarky yeoman thing, and then he's got to wave her off in order to like scream tactical at one of his other bridge heads.
That's a huge move. You're increasing a lot of dialogue by doing that. Are you prepared for
Very
that?
much. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it also addresses your concern with this minute of this movie is that we don't know anything. We're all stupid, and we need someone to explain it to us. So if a yeoman came in and said, Captain, Kurg or whatever, this storm in space that we don't understand that's been coming at it, is coming from that direction. We're just trying to figure it out. If they just explain to us, I think, that would be helpful because I don't like being an idiot.
Hero of the minute.
Who or what is the hero of this minute for you?
The hero of this minute is the same hero of the last minute. It is that punchy, unnerving alien bassline. Down. You know something sinister is going on with that cloud, whether it be...
It's a real movie, yeah.
It's a real movie. We don't know what is this cloud? Is it a fart cloud? Is it a storm cloud? Is it just someone who needs to check their emissions? We don't know. But the baseline means that there is something sinister ahead for these 3 Klingon cruisers.
That's the most fart jokes you've ever made in one statement.
I'm sorry. I will renege my British citizenship.
As you should. Too many fart jokes. What or who was the hero of this minute for you, Izaak?
I have to start somewhere else. I have to start outside this minute. Can you guys all remember the Next Generation episode where Silence has lease, where Nagilum tries to kill and make the crew have sex in front of him to find out what humans are like?
Yeah, the weird floating
is
face.
That is a really annoying blue cloud. What we've got in this minute is a strong, decisive, bold blue cloud. You don't need to have a childlike baby face and a really annoying character to be an impactful blue cloud in space. Therefore, the blue cloud in space in this minute is the best thing in this minute. It's the hero.
Okay. I hear you. The blue. Okay. Nancy, who or what is the hero of the minute for you?
I have to say the Klingon who spoke.
The captain.
Yes.
Captain Kurg.
Yes. Definitely.
And why?
Because it's the first word of the whole movie.
First interesting thing to
Although
happen.
I do like the blue cloud, but I still have to say, I would say the Klingon.
I would say that Nancy's answer there was quite tactical.
Jesus.
Definitely.
All right, this. That's the hero of the minute for
Silence!
me. Because it is a very detailed model in art form that has gone away in cinema. And I really liked it. The foreground shot of the bridge of the Klingon cruiser. And they didn't need to do that, but they did it for us. And I know at least one of us on this show right now is a huge lunatic fan of starships. He, Captain Goodwill, appreciates it as much as I do. I thought it was magical. I love that shot. That's, again, we're watching a movie. So for those of us who, Nancy, watched Star Trek when it first aired, Nancy, and this movie was the first time you saw a Star Trek movie, probably, Nancy. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so all you had seen to this point is the original series and maybe some of the animated series?
Yeah, I saw the animated series.
All right. And then did you go to the theater to see?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So that's one of those moments where that ship bridge rises in the foreground that shows you this is a movie. It's no longer a TV show. It's a movie. And to me, that was the hero. I was really excited. Anything they can do that's cinematic. Not French, but movie-ish. Why is this the best minute so far?
The other 5 minutes have been spellbinding. They've been breathtaking. They have held my attention for the minute that I've been watching them. But this minute did something that no other minute had, and that is it incorporated language. There's actual story happening now due to dialogue. And look, it just left me wanting more. Like, I don't want to be greedy. One word, like, I'll take it. But I'm actually kind of hopeful that the next minute might actually have a sentence. So this minute, it's you can tell there's a writer now, and they're a good one too. They're a really good writer. They're not wasting their time on monosyllabic words like of or have. No, I'm going to write tactical, and I'll get people to think. That's good, solid Hollywood writing. Right,
That's
there.
true. One word. We've spent the last 40 minutes talking about one word.
It sure feels like that, Mark.
Yes. Goodwill. Why is this the best minute of Star Trek 1979 so far?
Because we get to see, as you referenced earlier, the highly detailed models of the Klingon ships. We get to see that no expense has been spared on this movie. The level of detail is simply breathtaking. From the slow zoom in to the Klingon ship to that fantastic overshot of the ship, and as it continues into the blue cloud, everything just looks detailed. It looks expensive. This is not 60s Star Trek. This is not smooth lines and low budget wooden models. This is highly detailed Star Trek. And
1970s cinema.
1979 cinema.
Also, we've seen this ship before, right? In Star Trek, the original series.
Do you really want to go into ship fact detail?
No, I'm asking a question. Have we seen this ship before in Star Trek? We saw this in the original series, right?
Actually, that was the D7.
But at the same sort of
this is the
look and
refit
feel, right?
Katinga class. This is the Katinga class.
Oh, this is why I love it when you're
more
on the
aggressive.
phone.
It's more aggressive and highly more detailed and more well armed than the D7.
Nancy, why is this the best minute so far?
So to frame this from my perspective, okay, again, as you know, I watched the original series when it was originally on. I watched the animated series when it was originally on. And then I spent the 70s watching, reruns. But there was a whole hunger. There was a starvation for some new Star Trek, something Star Trek to come up. So I think this was the minute right after the credits. So we're all waiting for the movie, and then there it was. And there aren't even words really to explain what it felt like to be able to see this minute after all these years of waiting and waiting and waiting to see some more new Star Trek.
Wow.
So it's just the excitement of here's some Star Trek that we haven't seen before.
Wow.
Nancy won.
Yeah. Nancy wins that round.
Yep.
Now I'm jealous. You made me so jealous. We're all just children. And Nancy comes in here with her wisdom. Oh, that's cool. All right. So why is this the best minute so far? Everything you guys said is why. I agree with all what you said. I'm not going to belabor it. I love this minute of Star Trek 1979. It is the best minute, hands down, by far, so far. What did we learn this week?
Klingon.
Yeah, at least one word in Klingon. Do you remember that word that you learned?
Dakba.
Izaak, what did you learn this week?
That the word tactical can be interpreted in so many ways. And I'm going to start using it in regular conversation just to mess with people. But how are you today, Izaak? And I'll go, tactical.
I can just see Izaak in a coffee shop and they're going, what can we get you? And he's just looking at the board and he's just looking at his wife and just going, tactical.
Can we have a name for the order?
Yeah, tactical.
You know what I love about that scenario is Mrs. Brown rolling her eyes at Mr. Brown.
Oh, no. She knows.
She married into this. She knows.
She married it. Oh, geez. Poor her.
Oh, he's doing his tactical joke again.
Nancy, what did you learn this week?
That the Klingons are still menacing.
I learned that I still like doing this show, even though this is about the time I get bored with doing stuff like this. So, we're beating the odds. Do we have any predictions for next week?
I think we're going to see a Klingon say to the person that said tactical, I think we're going to see someone go, what?
What? In what way?
Bold predictions, Mark. That's all I've got.
It is a very bold prediction, Isaac. I'm going to go the other way, and I'm going to predict we're going to hear absolutely no more words for at least 3 more weeks. I think we're just going to have ambient noise.
Ambientics. Yeah.
Ambientics. Thank you.
Nancy, what do you predict's going to happen next week? Next week on 1 Minute at a Time.
I predict that we're going to see where the Klingons are heading.
I think we're going to see the cloud, the blue cloud, turn a little more Nancy, get a little more aggressive, a little more lightning-y. I think we're going to see a little bit of that danger on the horizon in the form of a storm front, a blue space cloud storm front.
Part 1 and 2.
Well, that's our show. I want to thank you all for diving deep again. Would like to ask anyone watching, if you liked it, like and subscribe to our channel, like this video. It helps us very much. If you like what we said, tell us so in the comments. If you don't, tell us so in the comments. Constructive criticism is fun. Jokes are funner, and assholes are not tolerated. I'm Mark on the Search for Trek. I want to thank my good friends.
I'm Nancy Congdon.
I'm Izaak.
I'm that person.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Captain Goodwill. Thank you, Nancy Congdon. Go climb a rock. See you next week.
Tactics.
Tactical.
Klingons.
Yeah. Izaak, do you have a dad joke?
Well, more of a story, actually, Mark.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, in my lunch break at work this week, I went to a new zoo that just opened near my work.
Sure.
And I went there, but all they had was one dog, and it really wasn't doing much. It was a Shih Tzu.
Jesus Christ.
Can I tell mine now?
Dude.